What's going on, guys? Jared back here with haven't done a video in a while, so I figure I'll do one for all my Duke fans out there. Quick shout out to Kerrigan fam and Big Nick with doing some great job on the Panthers. Unfortunately, we haven't had the year we planned to this year, but hopefully we get back on track against the Jets this week, and we can throw the ball like 20 times instead of 40 and run the ball 30. That'd be great. But let's get right to it. Duke 68, Uconn 59. Big win for the Dukies tonight. I was worried about this game, obviously, with Uconn being so athletic. They had, with Jerome Dyson and Stanley Robinson, they got the two great players. And I figured, Duke would struggle just for the simple fact that we have trouble guarding quickness. And, I figured that's why Carolina smokes us half the time now. But, we did a great job. And we only shot 29.1% from the field tonight. That if Duke can win and against a great team like Connecticut and only shoot 29.1%, that's pretty good. Now, Uconn, on the other hand, only shot 36.1%. And both defenses played well. Both teams missed some open shots, but for the most part, wow, the way that game started out, you thought it was going to be 100 to 95, and then it kind of slowed down. A big surprise for me was the way Duke out-rebounded Connecticut. We had 45 with 18 offensive rebounds, which is huge. They had 39 with 11. I know UConn struggled this year with rebounding. They've gotten out-rebounded in two of the three past games. I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to that. But, when you think about UConn, you think about block shots. You think about rebounding. But when Duke, we can show up like that tonight, and it's all hustle too. A lot of those second chance points we had tonight were off a not easy rebounds. We were hustling. We were getting to the ball before they were. Another huge part of this game was we forced 17 turnovers from Connecticut, and they only forced 9 from us. Now, when Duke normally forces a lot of turnovers, and lately we haven't turned the ball over much with Shire running the point. I think it's been well documented that Shire has not turned the ball over very much at all. I think he's only had 2 turnovers this year to 20-something assists. Shire, another great game tonight. He's probably been our MVP of the year so far this year. Shire with 19 points. Nolan Smith also, ever since he's been back from his first 2-game suspension, he's looked great. He's been driving, getting to the hoop, and he's been creating his own shot, which is what Duke needs. Duke's got a lot of spot-up shooters with Shire and Andre Dawkins, but it's good to see Nolan Smith be able to drive and get to the hoop. Disappointment tonight, obviously, Kyle Singler. He hustled his ass off, and hustle-wise, he's never gonna back down from that. But he was 2 for 12 from the field. He just and actually he had a couple that were rimmed out. It's not like he was throwing up just disgusting bricks. He was taking wide open shots, taking good shots. They just weren't falling for him tonight. And Dickie V said several times during the game that if Duke's going to win with Singler only having 6 points. If you would have told him before the game, Duke has 6 points, Singler has 6 points. How does Duke do? He probably says Duke loses by 20 points, but they didn't. The whole team played well. Jerome Dyson for Connecticut, ridiculously good. But he only had 15 points and threw up the ball 20 times tonight. There were a couple times I noticed during the game that the Connecticut players, they struggled driving to the hole. They looked, well, not really struggled, but they looked out of control, and obviously they had a couple charges. And for those UConn fans out there, for any of the Duke haters out there that are always, oh, Duke gets every call. No, we don't. Fouls were pretty evenly called tonight. 24 called against Duke, 22 called against UConn. So I don't want to hear any of that crap. Same thing with there was a couple calls. One at the end of the half when it looked like the guy interfered with, grabbed the rim or pulled it down while the shot was in the air above the rim. They said it wasn't. It definitely was. Another one where it looked like a UConn guy had touched the ball and it's still in the cylinder. But we won't talk about that because we won. But another thing, free throws. UConn struggled from the line. Duke was pretty good tonight. I think UConn don't. I think as last time I saw they were 12 for 24. I'm not sure if that was the final number, but Again, a big win tonight for Duke. I'm very pleased. A couple good things. Obviously, I talked about the rebounding. Zubek looked better tonight. He looked mildly retarded against Arizona State. Every time they brought him in, he either turned the ball over. He was traveling. He was throwing it to God knows who. But sometimes he just looks like he has no clue. And then other times tonight, and I understand he's 7'1" and you can't teach height, but he looked at times he looked great tonight. He was getting good rebounds, putting it right back up. And Zubek, you're obviously never going to watch this video, but don't bring the ball down to your knees. You're 7'1", hold it up high. Andre Dawkins too. Andre Dawkins is going to be ridiculous by the time he's a sophomore, junior, once he matures for a year. Now he's pretty damn good now. He's got a great stroke. I love it, and I love a player that doesn't mind shooting it when they get it. They don't pump fake it 4 times like Shire used to. Shire doesn't do it as much now, but when Shire was a freshman and sophomore, he pump faked the ball more than he ever shot it. So glad to see Andre Dawkins shooting the ball well. Hope to see that continue. The only thing that worried me about tonight, and I'm sure it did most Duke fans that were watching the game, was we were up by 20. The next thing you know, we looked like Walford the last 5 minutes of the game where we can't score, at all. They cut it to 8 points, I believe, at one point. So, it just seems like to me we get a big lead, just keep pounding it. I understand you're trying to you're trying to slow it early, the clock's your friend, and you're trying to drain it and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I don't think that our offense does well. I mean, we had 2 35-second shot clock violations in a row. You can't do that crap. And I think the third time after we had the 2 25 or 35-second clock violations, Nolan Smith ended up taking a jumper. That was off balance. So we just didn't look good when we drained clock. Didn't look good at all. Our next 2 games, December 2nd. The ACC Big Ten Challenge. We play Wisconsin at 9:15. I believe it's on ESPN. Might be on ESPN too, but definitely look forward to that one. And then we play St. John's on December 5th. We should definitely win both of those. I have, the first 35 minutes against Uconn, we could probably beat any team in the country the way we played against them. We were making threes. We looked good on offense. So let's just hope they can continue it. And hopefully I'll be making a video. What's today? Friday. Hopefully I'll be making a video sometime before the Wisconsin game. So to all my Duke fans, please subscribe to me, even if you aren't a Duke fan. Hopefully I've got some good things to say the rest of the year. But I'm a big ACC fan. Obviously I hate Carolina and Clemson, but I'll be cheering for them during the ACC Big Ten Challenge because nobody likes the Big Ten. But see you guys later. Have a good night.